Good evening, folks. This is Deathitist back with another recording of the Global War 36 Operation Tirpitz. Jumping right in, the KMT will be spending no money. They have no combat moves and no non-combat moves. They will earn $1. Next up, we have the USA. The USA is at war now. Isn't that exciting? Uh, so we will have to go over a couple things real quick. First of all, the US jumped up to full income and then immediately lost $1 in the Philippines. So we're down to 62, but we get our wartime income bonus of plus 12 now. Next to tech. Also, strategic objectives. We do not have Big Blue Fleet, but we do have Triumph of Capitalism currently over the Russians. They have $30. The US alone has more than double that, plus our bonus, and I don't think the Russians have any bonuses yet, or maybe the 3 from Molotov. In any case, we're doing better than the Russians currently, but I'm sure that'll change in the near future. Alrighty. Tech rolls. I rolled on Dice Maiden and got a 2 for improved construction. I rolled a 12 for airborne doctrine, so that gets on the board now. I rolled a 9 for amphibious doctrine, that bumps up 1. Rolled a 7 for jet fighters, unfortunately. An 11 for long range aircraft, that's pretty helpful. And an 11 for heavy strategic bombers, also very nice. And then a 7 for strategic rockets. So those 7s could have been helpful up top, but all in all, can't complain about 3 or 4 successes. All right, we will be moving on to purchases. I have them laid out here. So I have $59 to spend. This is the first round, the I Want You ability. This is the first round after I've been at war with a major power, so infantry class units are $1 cheaper. Alrighty. So I'm applying that to Lend-Lease as well. If that's not the case, honestly, if I mess up anything in this, of course, please let me know. I'm probably going to make mistakes, as this is, as you all know, only my second time ever playing this game. So I've got 2 militia for $1 each, and 2 militia upgrades for $1 each, so that's 4, plus $6 for 2 marines is 10, plus 10 is 20, so we'll drop that down real quick to 39. Then the airborne, one is an American airborne, and then the other one is a Lend-Lease airborne. Those will be $2 each, so that's another 4. Then we have this heavy battleship that I will be starting at stage 3. That'll be $7. Next, we are going to complete the heavy cruiser and the carrier. They're at stage 2, so that'll be $5 each, down to 18. Then we have $5 more for this carrier, $7 for this battleship, which is 12, and then $6 for this battleship, which brings us to 18 there on the dot. So then these guys will all just hang out over here. Alrighty. Let's move into combat moves. We will, let me double check my notes real quick, be putting 2 destroyers on escort duty into A21. We'll go up 1, 2, 3, just to be on the safe side. While that would be an interesting fight, I didn't even think about whether they could fight that or not, and I don't really want to deal with that complexity. Then these 3 destroyers in A27 will be moving 1, 2, 3 down to A37 off of the Bahamas and staying on escort duty down there. So the destroyers in A19 went to A21, the destroyers in A27 went to A37. Alrighty, next up, we are going to move to our non-combat movement phase. Yep, we didn't do anything exciting here. That's okay, though. will get exciting in the future. The medium bomber, where is it? There it is going to move up to Labrador. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movements up to Labrador. The strategic bomber is going to fly all the way from New York over to southern England. We will use our strategic naval movement with 1 transport, as well as an infantry and an artillery from New York. And they're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over to the major shipyard in northern England, and then go in port in northern England. Isn't that exciting? U.S. units in the UK. We love to see it. What else is going on? We're sending the tactical bomber and fighter all the way across the map to the Pacific Northwest. Alright. Slowly make our way over yonder, and then drop them right here. Very nice. There's going to be a couple of those long trips like that. This seaplane in New York is actually going to stay in New York. Yeah, that's going to stay there. Alright, that should be all the American units on the Atlantic side, because these homies are all going over to the Pacific. So they're going to move through the Panama Canal. So that's 1 move, and then 2 to P31, and then the ones that can only move 3. Oh, I better double check they can even move 3. There's a major port down there, right? That's a minor port. Oh. There doesn't appear to be a major port or minor shipyard. Cuba's not American in this game. It is an Axis and Allies, I think. I don't know. It all gets so confusing. So in any case, the battleships, I don't think they get a movement bonus, so I think they're stuck in P76. Everything else that can move 3 is going to move up to... Apologies, y'all. I have confused myself. I don't think there's a movement bonus. If there is one, then the units that can move 3 would go to P25, and the other units would go to Hawaii. But I don't think there is a movement bonus because it's just a minor port. So everything else, the light cruiser, heavy cruiser, and other light cruiser, plus the carrier, are moving off of San Francisco. The 2 battleships and the transport are staying in P31. The transport off of San Francisco is going to do a swap with the transport in Hawaii, and the destroyer off San Francisco is going to move to Hawaii. Let's see, those guys. Yep. And we are actually going to take everybody that is a damage dealing ship out of port. So that's, I'll do a recap in a bit. I'll do a recap at the end of the video for everyone. Alright. Ooh. The transport swap will be bringing the 2 Marines from San Francisco over to Hawaii. And then the coastal submarines over here are going to move up over to from P6 to P5. And I almost forgot the coastal submarines in the Atlantic. That would have been bad. They're going to move from A41 down to A45. When you can only move 1 space a turn, every turn counts. Okay, let's double check the map, make sure there aren't any other units to move. Seaplane is staying put, that's staying put. Everything moved out of there. Okay. That should, I believe, be all of my movements. We're going to move to the place units phase, where I will be placing the heavy cruiser and carrier off of San Francisco. Alright. Then we will be placing the land units. So over here in the Pacific, we're going to be placing the a militia upgrade and a militia into Wake. So it's a net gain of 1 infantry. And then the other militia and militia upgrade will be going into Atu and Kiska over here for a net gain of 1 infantry on that island. Alright, the 2 Marines will, you guessed it, they're going into San Francisco. And then the last few units, we're going to do some shenanigans. So because we have Triumph of Capitalism, that means we're able to build 1 unit in UK mainland. So the airborne, the Lend-Lease one, and the unit I'm building over there will follow the supply path from the port in New York. We're going to the I gotta double check this path works. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that path should work. They'll be going into southern England in this major shipyard here off of this A-22. If we remember, these submarines were submerged on the UK turn. If they don't stay submerged, I'm pretty sure they stay submerged for the rest of the calendar year. If they don't, please let me know, and I'll have to send the airborne up to northern England via that other route I traced earlier. But I'm pretty confident they can make it to this shipyard here off of A-22 by going south through A-28. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for your patience. Last but not least, where did I leave the French fighter? Oh no, where did I put it? Oh dear. There it is. Last but not least, the French fighter will be lent-leased to Cameroon via this route. There are no interdicting vessels currently. The U.S. is not at war with Vichy France, and Vichy France I don't think can declare war on the U.S. So there are no interdicting vessels. This fighter gets over to Cameroon. All right, and we will collect income. So the U.S. is sitting at $62 plus our 12 IPP bonus for a total of 74. That is a large number. All right, so there will be not 4, 74. Come on, you. There we go. $74. And then we will look and see here. Okay. The shoot, I forgot to ask about the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. But Germany goes up $5, Russia goes up $3. It is still signed, to my knowledge. I don't think anyone declared war on each other here. Let me double check real quick. Apologies for the confusion. Okay, yes, no one has declared war. I forgot to check with Spitfire what he wants his tech roll to be for his bonus tech roll, so I'll throw that in the housekeeping chat so that we can get that taken care of. All right. At this point, that should be the end of my turn. I'm just going to do a quick unit recap for Seb so he can update his physical board. In P29, there is an American heavy cruiser, 2 American battleships, and 4 American destroyers, all sitting in the C zone. In port are 2 American transports. There's also a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 Marines in Hawaii, plus 2 infantry, a AAA gun, and a militia, and a tactical bomber. Off of San Francisco, which has a militia and 2 Marines in it, there are 2 American heavy cruisers, 2 aircraft carriers, fleet carriers to be specific, and 2 light cruisers, as well as a transport in port in San Francisco. That's P25. In P31, just south of that, next to Mexico, are 2 American battleships and 1 American transport. Everything else should be pretty straightforward from that turn. Thank you for watching, and I look forward... Oh, I also need to delete the damage markers from the convoy lines. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying the game, and I'll see you guys for Shadows next turn, which I'm sure is going to be very eventful. They all have been so far.